I don't know why, but for years, as long as I can remember, I've always associated college and Ivy Leagues with hippies. It doesn't make any sense at all, but this is my mom's hippie shirt, so I'm going to be wearing it for articles about Ivy Leagues and colleges, and kind of using it to train my brain to think well about these articles. The first article that I've chosen to discuss is Ivy Leagues in or out. And this article was written by Asha Rangappa, who is a consultant for admissions into colleges. He was is a lawyer, and he works at Yale Law School. So that's his background. And in reading this article, he kind of scoffs at the premise of using what is called admissions tutors, because he views that they don't really help, but he also offers his own help in his blog about admissions and the do's and don'ts. He says that schools create this atmosphere where it's hard to get in and it's stressful. And in the electronic age, a lot of times students can have their Facebook accounts, their Twitter accounts tapped, kind of looked at, and see, did you really write the essay that I have in my hand? Maybe not. And in the second part of the article, admissions, it says that using outside help can be an immediate out. They don't want to look at you. They don't want to talk to you. You're done. Also, he sympathizes with students, saying that it's hard to give advice about the do's in admissions. There's no one formula, but there's a lot of don'ts that you want to pay attention to. Some of the don'ts that he has listed are make sure your paper is 100% free of typos, grammatical errors, and incorrect punctuation. I am fond of the Oxford comma. That's how I was taught. That's how my dad and I both agree that it should exist. Oxford is an Ivy League, ha ha ha. So just keep that in mind, that not all people are like my dad and me. Don't write your essays on cringeworthy topics, and he mentions naked yoga. I wouldn't say that that's cringeworthy, but is it really a professional view that you want someone to think of you as, unless you're going to be doing that in your profession? Most colleges don't really teach naked yoga, do they? Make sure that your essay is clever, not really rap or iambic pentameter. Just be straightforward, kind of like the essays you wrote in middle school. Very, 5-paragraph type. Know the difference between an obstacle and a disappointment. Those are big, because a lot of people are going to say disappointment being an obstacle, like not making a team. That's not an obstacle unless it's directly pertaining to what you want to do. I think it's more a disappointment. The obstacle would be maybe an illness, being a political refugee, something like that, and those are mentioned in the article. I haven't created any of those myself. And other essay topics to avoid, he says, or Star Trek, comparing it to like Yale University where he works, and Imaginary Conversations with Socrates. I would so want to read one of those. I love Socrates. I'm more interested in Plato, but I love Socrates as Plato's teacher. Um, Avoid pickup line addresses to the reader. I'm not exactly sure what he means by that, but I doubt it's, hey, are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see. um, and the final thought that I want to leave you with in the article is admissions officers are complicit in creating a market that allows students who are already ahead of the game to get an even greater competitive edge in the process. And that's something that we're talking about in my post-bac program, where students who have the potential, the money, the good home environment are going to get smarter, whereas those who don't have the background, don't have the training, typically aren't going to do very well. So that's my take on Ivy League in or out, and in my opinion, from the title of the article, Ivy Leagues are great. They do give you the name, they give you the sense of accomplishment, but you can go and save money doing the community school thing and then going with the transferable credits to a 4-year university or college and still get your degree on paper, still be able to do your job, provided jobs are out there. Right now they're pretty sparse and in between. Well, that's the first article. The college system is so broken for so many reasons, and Victor Davis Hanson, who's a Tribune content agency author, has listed so many reasons. For starters, tenure offers job security for those who don't really deserve it. Secondly, the contemporary campus is less for aristocrats and more for the general populace, and that means that it's not based on academic excellence, but just the ability to get into school and pay for it. It's more of a commodity to pay for than to actually earn. That goes into the third point that he made about the entitlement of open admission. And half of recent college graduates are either unemployed or working in jobs that don't require bachelor's degrees. Luckily, my first job out of college did require my bachelor's degree, but I couldn't get more jobs, so I went back to school and got my master's, but I didn't finish it exactly the way it was prescribed, so I don't have my teaching certificate, so I needed to go back again to get certified. And that just spirals out of control. Real skills matter more than college attendance and brand. We want that, but if people keep going to college and going to college and going to college and then can't get jobs because there's more people and less job availability, or people who aren't qualified have tenure, it sickens me, and I believe it sickens Mr. Hansen as well. And the old and crusties like to talk about the traditional arts and sciences that are not effectively defending their disciplines in the classical university system. The agenda-driven politicians, the partisan ideologues, and the careerist technocrats. There's always some people who will tell you they know best on how to save money. And yeah, I'm Jewish, but that doesn't mean I know how to save money. I'm pretty good at it when I have it. And here is an article by Claudia Buck, who is from the Sacramento Bee. I guess that's a newspaper in Sacramento, California. And she has some suggestions on how to save money for college.